It's simple. What I'm about to show you is going to change your life forever. I can make bold claims like that because this very advice I'm going to give you has made me millions of dollars in under 2 years. I've also shown this framework to thousands of my clients to drastically improve their life in their areas of wealth, health, and relationships. And if you stick around until the end, this video will conclusively and beyond a shadow of a doubt show you exactly where you're going to be in 3 to 5 years. More importantly than that, you're actually going to have the ability to predict where your closest friends and family are going to be in 3 to 5 years to let you know if you should stick close with them or stay as far away from them as possible. Now, let's imagine that it's Friday night. You've had an insane work week, and after a 14-hour stressful day, a close friend of yours texts you and asks if you want to grab a drink tonight. Right then and there, you make a simple split-second decision to text your friend back and let them know that you'll see them at the local bar at 6 p.m. The funny thing is, that decision right there is exactly why you're going to be unhappy, overweight, and financially broke in about 5 years. I know what you're immediately thinking. Ravi, calm down. Don't be so dramatic. It's just a drink with a friend. Maybe you're thinking you deserve it, but that's what I'm going to show you in this video here. It isn't just a drink with a friend. That's the point of this video though. Deciding to get a drink with your friend will kill you. Let me explain. Now, inside of Scaling with Systems, working with thousands of entrepreneurs, I've learned that most people think that success is this big, magical, esoterical thing that just hits them one night and they're successful the next day. So since most people think that, then most people go through life just waiting for that big break to happen, and then everything will change. So until that big break happens, and while they're waiting for it to eventually come their way, they're making simple decisions like going out to have a drink with friends on a Friday night, or waiting until Monday morning to start working out when you have, the perfect running shoes and the perfect workout plan to do it. I know for me personally, the big break I was looking for was going to be when I graduated from law school. I thought that as soon as I graduated from law school, I was going to be showered with success. People were going to look up to me. People were going to be jealous of my lifestyle. I was going to be financially independent. I was going to be happy. I was going to be healthy. I was going to have great relationships. So since all of this was going to happen the day I graduated from law school, then it didn't really matter what I did up until that point. What I realized, however, was that nothing could be further from the truth. Here's a great graph that illustrates that point from a book that I give every single one of my clients called The Slight Edge by Jeff Olson. As you can see here from the middle line, our success or failure in life is entirely dependent on the seemingly insignificant daily decisions that we make compounded over time. On the top of the graph, as you can see here, it's what success is, right? You're financially independent. You have great and abundant health. You have an incredible business, or you work for an incredible business. You have great personal development. You have deep and meaningful relationships. And at the bottom of the graph here, you see this is the 95% of people. This is failure, right? You're financially broke. You're not in great shape. You're most likely overweight, or you're not healthy, right? Maybe you don't have a great business, or you're not working for a great business. You don't have meaningful and deep relationships, you have shallow relationships, or you're by yourself. Now, maybe you've seen this graph before, maybe you haven't, but there are two critical components I want to explain further here. Do you notice that for the majority of the graph, those two lines, those two curves are almost identical? What that means is those simple, seemingly insignificant decisions that you're making every single day, you're not receiving any feedback from them really for years or even decades after you've made them. So what this means is deciding to go get that drink with your friend on a Friday night instead of, say, reading a personal development book, working out, or getting a good night's sleep so you can start working on your business in the morning. You don't really feel bad in the morning. You might have a simple hangover. You might feel a little bit drowsy, but it's not like someone's going to slap you in the face as soon as you wake up and say, that was wrong. And because that doesn't happen, your brain doesn't think it's negative, so you continue to do those same actions over and over again. It's only after years of those actions compounded again and again that you'll see the consequences, and thus you'll look back and you'll think, how the hell did I get here? Let me illustrate this point in something even simpler that everyone can understand, like the stock market. Now, what you're looking at on your screen here is a compound interest calculator. And what we're going to make the assumption here is that for the past 100 years, if you've invested into the S&P 500, it's returned on average somewhere between 10 and 11% interest rate every single year. And we're also going to assume that you're putting in about $1,000 every single month into the S&P 500 to accrue over time. Now, at the end of 40 years, you'll have about $6 million in that account from compound interest, and you've only put in about $480,000. Now, most people understand this concept. This is not going to be foreign to you, but what I want to show you is if we go back to the first 10 to 15 years, this line is almost identical. So you're putting in money every single month without really seeing it grow at all for 15 years. So if you were making that small daily or monthly contribution and only doing it based on the immediate feedback that it gave you, you would have quit investing within the first year or so. If you truly grasp what I'm talking about in this video here, then you'll understand that it could be over a decade until you see results from that investment, but you know that they're going to be so rewarding and so fruitful that they're worth any simple delayed gratification that you'll have to make in order to achieve it. Let me give you another example to illustrate this point, this one in my own personal life. For many years when I was going to college, I worked out religiously. I liked the way that working out made me feel, I liked the way that it made me look, and I could see pretty quick results from working out, so it was easy for me to keep that habit up. However, after I graduated college and I started building my first business, I let my workout routine slip a little bit. Instead of working out 6 days a week, I only worked out 4. Instead of preparing and eating healthy, clean meals, I took Chinese takeout after a long 14-15 hour day. Now, of course, in the moment, I justified all of this because, well, I was doing what everybody tells me to do online, and I was hustling and I was grinding and I was making all this sacrifice, and I also didn't see any real negative consequences immediately. It wasn't until 1 year later that I went to Cabo San Lucas with some friends that someone pointed out that I had really let myself go. In that 1 year time frame that I had simply worked out a little bit less, I had gained an extra 30 pounds of fat on my body. And the craziest part of it was that I didn't even notice it. If one of my close friends had not actually pointed that out to me, I don't know how much worse it would have gotten or how much more it would have spiraled out of control. I decided right there on that trip that I was going to get back to working out 6 days a week, and I was going to have a meal prep company deliver clean, healthy meals to my door every single week. Within just a few months, I got back to my old weights and my muscle tone again, and I really understood the power of compound decisions, whether they're going for you and against you, and I vowed to never make that mistake again. Thank God, however, that I noticed this within a year, and it was something that was easily reversible because I'm still relatively young. Imagine if I was 40 years old when I decided to make this decision, and I let myself go a little bit, and I could have gotten some really irrevocable consequences such as coronary disease or heart disease because of these simple decisions. So what is the takeaway of this entire video here? Is it to be a robot that never experiences any gratification and is always delaying everything for 15, 25, 30 years? Absolutely not. What I'm trying to do is just make you aware of this graph here and the concept that those simple, easy decisions that you make every single day will have massive consequences years down the road. So next time someone messages you to have that drink or you're thinking about reading that self-development book, you'll have the information and knowledge you need to understand where you're going to end up. Now, this was a little personal and a different video than I usually do, but if you guys like videos like this, please be sure to comment down below. Let me know that. Make sure you smash the like button and hit subscribe so you get notified when I put out other videos just like this. Finally, if you are interested in working with Scaling with Systems, where we help entrepreneurs essentially become the best versions of themselves, feel free to click the link in the description down below where you can book a one-on-one complimentary consultation with myself or one of my team members. Be sure to check out some of the other videos that are popping up on the screen here, and I'll see you guys in the next one.